It is Nebula shortlist time. For those who do not know, this is one of the science fiction fantasy awards I like to look at. This is kind of very Golden Globes, Oscar type of awards where you have to be in the industry to nominate and vote. So us as fans, we never get a say. You can't pay to be into it. I think you do pay for a membership, but it's for the Science Fiction Writers Association. So those writers, however they qualify to be in that association, which I think also has a fee, nominate and vote for books. And that's the Nebula Award. And it's always fascinating because they read very different things than I feel readers do, and sometimes there's an overlap with the Hugos, and sometimes there's not. It usually comes out before the Hugos, so it can kind of maybe tell you what might be on the Hugos. But also sometimes it's just very like, what is happening? And sometimes they do focus on craft a little bit more, and obviously friendships and networking is always going to be a factor. So let's look. I haven't looked at it yet, but I did pull up like little tabs for all the books and novels because when I first started to film this, I'm like, I don't know like any of these. So my first reaction is, what are these books? Like, did I read anything last year? I read like 30 new releases last year. Like, what is this? At least for a novel. I haven't looked at novella or novelette yet. But there is one book I've read. That's A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher, which was a fun book. I like T. Kingfisher a lot. I think it's very common to see her now on Hugos and Nebula. She is a darling. I think it's deserved. But I don't really think this book deserves an award. Like, it's a very fun book. But, like, I guess for me in my head, what is award-winning? It can be your favorite, and it can be something that pushes the envelope, and I think this is neither to me. Like, it was just a really fun book, which is no small feat, but it's not like, it doesn't stick out to me. The other one that I have heard of and is on my list to read, like I already am going to take it out from the library, and I'm pretty excited about it because not many people have read it, but those who have read it all like put it on their like favorite books of the year list. And this is Asunder by Kirsten Hall. It only has 939 ratings, but its rating is 4.21. And like I said, the people that I do follow on BookTube who read this put in their favorites. Apparently our main character is a death speaker, locked in an irrevocable compact with a person named Sebaster. Or maybe not a person. It's a terrifying eldritch entity. Maybe I should have read this earlier and I would have read it for my bingo square for Reddit bingo. But here I am. And yeah, just people are loving it. I don't know if it's a first in a series. I don't know if it's a standalone. I've been wanting to read it, so now next time it shows up in my holds, I won't push it. I'll actually give it a go. The next one I had heard of, but know nothing about, and like, I'm really not that interested in reading it unless I do choose to try all the Nebula Novels challenge like I did last year, where I do let myself DNF, is Rakesfall. I read this author's book last year, Saint of Bright Doors, because authors love this author. Like, and also he was just on every award list last year. So this is the newest one. It's a standalone science fiction epic, so it's not literary, magical realism, folklore, fantasy like the last one. The last one was very in the weeds. I liked it, but I didn't like it. I was really thrown off by Saint of Bright Doors. But it's about two souls bound together from there and here until the ends of time. Oh, I do love eternally bonded things, but the writing style, I'm wondering if it's going to be the same writing style. The writing style was the barrier last time, not the ideas. So maybe I would. It's only 300 pages. Granted, the last one was only 300 some pages. But it came out last summer. It does have a beautiful cover. I'm not surprised he's here. But for context, only 702 ratings and a 3.4 average rating. So pretty divisive author from like a general population. But he's an author's author. Authors love him. Like a lot. Then I have a whole bunch of books I know nothing about. So starting with Sleeping Worlds Have No Memory. Looks like a very classic fantasy book. Look, we got this dark tower thing and lightning and birds in the background and a person standing in front of the author's name. It's, yeah. Like the blurb is, when lies become truths and two kingdoms head to a bloody war, a man is exiled for his conscience. It sounds fairly tropey to me. Like, I don't know a lot about it. The one person I follow on Goodreads who's read this DNF'd it. So I don't think it would be a for me book, but maybe I should read it and find out. Always a chance. For some reason my computer is making something block. So that's one. I have no clue. It only has 105 ratings. So like, I don't really know. Like, I mean, it came out late last year, like November of last year, but I don't know what makes it so popular among authors, which makes me wonder, is it subversive tropey? Which I can get behind, but like, we'll see. If I do try it out, if I can even get my hands on it. And then we've got Someone You Can Build a Nest In, which actually has 9,000 ratings, so now I'm like, how did I not know about this book? It's a 4 average rating. Pretty striking cover. This is a creepy, charming, monster-slaying fantasy romance from the perspective of the monster. And this is apparently a Nebula award-winning debut author. So, obviously someone that these authors have read for before. That's cool. What else has he written? I don't even know. I should go look. Do I know anyone who has read this book yet? No. But apparently, no one I know has read this book yet. So, premise-wise, I'm not intrigued. What else have you written, John Wiswell? What have you done? Open House on Haunted Hill. The 3 O'Clock Dragon. I think the Open House on Haunted Hill would have been the debut based off the years, but I don't recognize any of his books, so. And then the last one is The Book of Love, which I have seen this book around, or a book that looks really a lot like this type of graphic art, which makes me think this might be that literary speculative book, because it looks like it's trying to be sold to a general audience. It does have 7,000 ratings, a 3.49, came out in February of last year, and it's long. It's like 628 pages. That's a chunky one. So most notable magical realism, fantasy, and horror, so that's where she lives. So this Book of Love showcases Kelly Link at the height of her powers, channeling potent magic and attuned to all varieties of love, from friendship to romance to abiding family ties, with a trademark compassion, wit, and literary daring do. Readers will find joy and a little terror, and an affirmation that love goes on even when we cannot. So I still don't get a sense of if this is a short story collection or a book. Let's see. It looks like it's a book. Late one night, we have these 3 characters. They're beneath this fluorescent light of a high school classroom. Okay? Almost a year after disappearing from their hometown, so they're just like arriving again. And they're in a seaside community of Massachusetts. And they were presumed dead, and apparently they are. Yeah, this is going to be a little weird. But maybe the right type of weird. So that's a weird slate of books. I would say we don't actually have any strong sci-fi, but definitely a bit of fantasy. That's definitely classic fantasy and some literary stuff. And having a fantasy romance is good. That's definitely like where the genre is right now. I don't think there's a cozy represented. All right, so for novella, I recognize most of these. So The Butcher of the Forest by Premia Mohammed, I haven't read. Kind of want to. Kind of don't. I get scared of her books because she writes very poetically, and sometimes that works, and sometimes that does not. The Tusks of Extinction, I might read this one before the Octopus one. He wrote the Octopus book and got a Nebula nomination because, like I said, once you get nominated for the Nebulas, like Premia Mohammed also nominated for the Nebulas, but she also gets nominated for like the Ursula K. Le Guin Award in Fiction. So Ray Naylor could be an option. Lost Ark Dreaming, I have read. This is one I've read. I liked. Probably wouldn't be my vote. Like, I think it was fine. I don't know what Countess is. And I don't know what the Dragonfly Gambit is, so we'll look those up in a minute. But the last one I know of but haven't read is The Practice, The Horizon, and The Chain, which I'm still intrigued by. But some people who I know who have tried to read it, I think, thought it was like a little dense or a little too smart for them, which is always like, ooh, intriguing, but also, ooh, scary. Like, who's to say? So let's look up Countess. I'm sure that won't give me 5 million hits when I put that in Goodreads. Countess by Suzanne. Where are you? Yeah, like, right. Type in Countess and it gives you nothing. Suzanne with a Z. Which always throws me. I have a godmother named Suzanne, but not with a Z. Okay. Oh, it's a purple cover. Oh, I think I have seen some people discuss this. Maybe. Oh, it is sci-fi. I think that's why. It's like, I thought Tori Morrow's channel, but I don't know if she's read it, but like she's kind of one of my sci-fi go-tos. Queer Caribbean, anti-colonial sci-fi novella inspired by The Count of Monte Cristo, which I'm pretty sure is like the first revenge story thing, in which a betrayed captain seeks revenge on the interplanetary empire that subjugated her power for generations. Could be fun. 168 pages. I'm not against it, not against that. Reading that potentially. The Dragonfly Gambit. Okay, let's see what I find for this. The Dragonfly Gambit. The problem with me filming this in front of my bookshelf on the floor is I can't type with both hands, and it really throws me off. All right. Oh, that's a cover. It's a very minimalistic art style. All right, so this has 157 ratings, so like nothing. After a career-ending injury, a military pilot plans her revenge against an empire that made her a soldier in the first place. Now she will lie, cheat, and seduce her way to the very top to destroy the fleet. So another revenge book. So that exists. I don't know how long this one is. They don't have it written down, obviously, for me to look at. So, I don't know. Oh, one of my friends has read it and gave it 4 stars. So that's cool. So those are the novellas, and what is nice is, you know, only 4 of the 6 of them are Tor.com. I mean, and to be fair, like, it is good that we get things outside of Tor.com. Competition is just always good for art. But it is also good that Tor.com finds it economically feasible to keep pushing these types of stories, because I think that's the only reason we have so many high-quality ones, because they find it economically salvageable. I don't know. I'm not going to know any of these novelettes. I'm going to tell you that right now. So we're just going to skip over that. And it's probably same with short stories. I haven't read that many new short stories. Yeah, I haven't read any of those. Outstanding dramatic performance. Am I going to know any of these? Dot and Bubble. Is that a TV show? I feel like that. Oh, we got Wicked. All right, so we have KAOS. I don't know what that is. Doctor Who, Dot and Bubble. I'm forgetting what that episode is. Because I've watched all the new Doctor Who. And, yeah, I've watched all the new Doctor Who. Oh, Dot and Bubble. Oh, that was a good episode. That was a good episode. I remember people, I think, being more shocked at it than I was. I probably just watched too much Black Mirror or something. But I did like that episode. Let's see, Wicked. Yeah, that's a good movie. Star Trek Lower Decks. Yeah, people love that. I'm so behind on Star Trek. I saw the TV Glow. I want to watch. Have not watched it yet. It's on my list. That and, oh, what's it called? Oh, it's the one with the Substance. That's what it's called. I was like, it's the one with the Substance. Oh, that's the name of it, right? We've got Dune Part 2, which was good. It was good. So yeah, now we got middle grade and young adult fiction. Do I recognize any of these? I'm out of the game on that. Well, Yoon Ha Lee's here. So that's cool. That's cool. I don't recognize anyone else, though. And then best game writing, as if I know what games are happening. That is Elden Ring. Yeah, I don't know this, so we're not going to comment on the games. So, am I going to try and read some of these? I am not against the novellas, so maybe I'll try and see if I can get access to the novellas. And I'm not against at least try a chapter for the novels, but I'll be real, the novels don't seem to be aligning with my taste this year. But I will say, I was curious what I missed last year, and the fact that I've only read 1 of the 6 kind of makes me feel like, is it 6? Yeah, 6 makes me feel like, well, I guess you should try these since you feel like you missed something. But also, last year, I DNF'd a lot of the Nebula books. Like, I like looking at them, but they don't normally align with my taste. I'm not an author, so I think the things that authors can appreciate about the craft can be barriers for me in consuming and getting entertained just based off how my brain processes things. So yeah, but that's my quickie reaction to this year's list. Oh, what a time. What a time. Now I'm really curious what the Hugos are going to be like. But let me know what you thought of the Nebula shortlist. Do you have opinions? Do you plan on reading any of them? If you just want to leave an emoji to let me know you're here, leave a space emoji, because that's what I always think of for Nebula. And otherwise, like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.